let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go. Fix. It's beautiful. Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude.
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Volvo Cars. Huge savings on their two remaining 2025 Volvo EX90s with discounts up to $20,000. Start your buying journey at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube this morning, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. Leave your comments in the comments section. If you have a telephone and you'd like to converse with myself or Ross Peterson, 515-517-2303. And, of course, follow us on our social media channels. What a weird start to the morning. Ross jumps into his seat this morning, and he starts hiccuping. I mean, he's like, he's having like a seizure. And he's like, oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I'll never make fun of you. I'll never make fun of you.
I mean, your facial expressions, everything was just. I mean, it was like an orgasm and a seizure at the same time.
Make fun of the way I orgasm.
Yes,
make fun of the way I seizure.
That's what I'm doing here.
Unbelievable.
And so, Ross goes, I've had 3 hiccups in the last minute. I wonder what the longest time anybody ever hiccuped is.
It's insane.
I mean, that's where his brain goes, folks. He had 3 hiccups in like 30 seconds. And he's like, oh, my God, I'm doomed for the rest of my life to be a hiccuper.
We're so lucky to live in a world where you can have those conversations and find out the answer. We're so lucky that we live in a world where I can have that stuff. Because I grew up in a world where you had to think about it.
You had to use the Encyclopedia Britannica or the Guinness Book of World Records to find that stuff out.
I wonder if that's why we had
the microfiche. You're going to go to the high school and get out the old microfiche and go through the little projector screen.
We had a microfiche at the hardware store. We had an encyclopedia. I wonder if we had the encyclopedia because of that. Because of sitting around and asking questions like...
No, you know why you had an encyclopedia? Because you had a door-to-door salesperson come to your mom and dad's door to sell you on the value of the encyclopedia, and that you had to get the new book every single year. I bought a security system. Your mom and dad bought the Encyclopedia Britannica. We used to have like this whole thing... And my cousin or a distant relative, Ron Chamberlain, he grew up in Panama. He was big into the Iowa Western League baseball. He was a historian in Western Iowa, but that was his job. He went door to door to sell encyclopedias. Now the encyclopedia is the internet, where Ross can just go on and say, I've had 3 hiccups in 30 seconds. I'm on my way to setting a new world's record for the longest hiccup. I got to stop making you laugh so damn early in the morning.
I love it. Yeah, keep doing it. I love it. The
rabbit hole you went down.
This is incredible. Happened in Iowa. Anthon, Iowa.
Yeah. Anthon Odo, I believe, was the old high school. I don't know what it is now.
Yeah, that's right. Anthon Odo. I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Just straight north of you, where you are right now. I mean, like almost directly straight north of you.
Is it closer to Sioux City, I believe?
Real close to Sioux City.
Yeah.
South of Highway 20. Out there by Battle Creek. Correctionville. That area. You gone to Whitten, you gone too far. That's where we're at.
If you've gone to Whitten, you've gone too far.
This dude named Charles Osborne.
Not Charles Osgood, Charles Osborne.
Charles Osborne. Let me get back to it here because I want to make sure I got the right fella.
I can't believe you clicked out of it. You knew I was going to bring it up.
No,
You
no,
had to know I
I'm
was
there.
gonna
I'm
bring
there.
it up.
I was trying to get to his Wikipedia because I wanted to learn more about him. I'll get back to the.
Hold on. Charles Osborne has his own Wikipedia page?
So it says Kavern Koskovich has fond memories of walking through her hometown of Anthon, Iowa, and chatting with a friendly local who loved sitting on a bench at the major street corner named Charles Osborne. The man had an unusual manner of speaking, designed to conceal the sound of his constant hiccuping, recalls Koskovich, now 73 years old. He'd had plenty of practice since an accident in June 13th of 1922.
1922.
1922.
What kind of accident in 1922 led to the hiccups?
I was hanging a 350-pound hog for butchering, Osborne told People magazine in 1982.
Oh, he was still alive in 82?
Hold on. I picked it up. I fell down. I felt nothing, but the doctor said later I busted a blood vessel the size of a pin in my brain. The doctor in question was Terrence Anthony. He posited that Osborne's fall destroyed a small area in the brainstem that inhibits the hiccup response. Osborne hiccuped nonstop, a condition that persisted for more than 6 decades. He hiccuped from 1922, ending in 1990, a full 68 years. He died a year after his hiccups ended. I just hiccuped for like 9 seconds, and I was like, oh, that's uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, you thought that you were on your way to a world record. You're like, man,
Nobody's
just
ever
keep going.
gone through anything like what I just went through.
Yeah.
I just hiccuped for 9 seconds. I should probably Google this and see if they need to put me in the medical records. Because that's unheard of. Hiccuping 3 times? Oh my gosh. Travis. The thing that the first thing that came up. Listen to this. He hiccuped for 68 years from 1922 to 1990. Did it while attempting to weigh a 350-pound hog, it says. At the peak, he was hiccuping 20 to 40 times per minute.
At the peak.
At the peak. I mean, dude, he had peaks and valleys over 68 years. There were some good times and bad times. Despite the constant noise,
he had Tourette's, and we just didn't know.
He fell and broke a blood vessel and started hiccuping. He got the cow hiccups. Hog. He got the hog hiccups.
I was going to say, cow, he got
them hog hiccups. Despite the constant noise, he married twice, had 8 children, and worked for over 30 years. He had to adapt by eating, which he had to adapt by eating, which he often blended, standing up or using a special diet. He had to eat standing up. He had to eat blended food standing up.
He had smoothies every day for dinner?
How'd this guy get? Anyway, he married twice, 8 kids. Imagine him as a coworker.
So he's probably still has some children alive.
Yes,
right?
he died in. The to give you an idea of how 68 years. It says the other notable long-term hiccup cases are a British singer named Christopher Sands, who had a brain tumor and hiccuped for 27 months.
He's got nothing on Charles.
And then Jennifer May, who hiccuped for 5 weeks.
I don't want to say that Charles's record's never going to be broken.
We were talking about Nolan Ryan yesterday.
Yes.
We got Iowa and Charles Osborne. Why are we not celebrating the greats?
You know what we need? We need a display to honor Charles at the Iowa State Fair. Seriously, there should be like a display of unique things that Iowans have done. I mean, he's a farmer. He was raising pigs. He was butchering said pig. And he ended up hiccuping for 68 years. I think that would be a unique display at the Iowa State Fair. Matter of fact, Brooks Reynolds, because he was slaughtering a hog, I think someplace in J.R. South Fork Ranch, you need an ode to Charles Osborne, who would have had to take your lobster roll, put it in a Ninja, and blend that. Maybe Dan Aykroyd got the idea for the Bassomatic by visiting Charles Osborne to see how he blended his food. What about blenders he went through here?
This article says his sons still live near Correctionville. This article was written in 2022.
If anybody on the western half of the state of Iowa is listening to this morning and knows the Osborne son, have him call the show at 515-517-2303.
This guy had to have been a local, the story had to get around the schools and stuff. Like, hey, you know the guy that has kind of the weird, he had to have had 68 years. He had to have a little, it says he had, the guy who has to blend, the guy who has to put his burgers in the Ninja.
Can you imagine go to the local diner? Hey, I want a double cheeseburger, fries. Could you just all put that in the blender and whip that together for a nice shake?
My daddy says he got that from lifting some big pig. That's why we don't lift big pigs.
You sounded like John Morgan there. Oh,
that story had to get around. Of like, hey, by the way, we don't do that. We don't lift heavy stuff like that. You guys know the story of
Wonder if his kids got picked on walking the halls of Anthony High School. Walked by the kids going, hip, hip, hip.
I don't think the kids got. I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah, because you're making fun of the dad. You're making fun of him. You're like, hip.
Jesus, you're mean. No.
Yeah.
That's why people now we're getting to the core. We're getting back to the core issues here. No, you don't make fun of people.
Sure you do. I do it on a daily basis.
Make fun of me. I don't never make fun of you.
All the things that have come out of the state of Iowa that I did not know existed.
I'm telling you. Did you know that when people say where this one came from? Did you know when people say the sliced that's the best thing since sliced bread?
I've heard that. Yeah,
you heard that phrase. Do you know where the sliced bread or the bread slicer, the thing that slices the bread, was invented in Iowa, over on the eastern part of the state? Guy's name was like I don't know, Stephen Von.
Wasn't it like an invention that nobody wanted?
Yeah. Guy had a hard time selling it.
Interesting.
Yeah. His name was Otto Frederick Roeder. See, I was way off.
Okay, Tyler, Jay, this is enough. I'll take why Travis's face was scratched off his senior class picture for 1,000, Alex.
Jesus. Your dad has a stutter. No, my dad was lifting a hog that fell on him. And he broke a blood vessel. And now he's got a world record. Wham! That's how the fight started at Travis's school.
40 times a minute, though. That's impressive.
There was one of the stats here. I swore I read something. That triggered by a farm accident, the condition caused him to hiccup an estimated 430 million times
over his lifetime
before it stopped in 1990.
That's a guesstimate because
it's a guesstimate. Yeah,
he never counted.
Yeah, but that gives you an idea. That's incredible. So I came.
And by the way, you have not hiccuped since the show started,
No,
so
haven't.
therefore,
So the world record's over. That world record attempt is over.
You
More to come. More to come. Next time you hiccup, just think of that. Next time somebody in the office hiccups, go, actually, one time a gentleman from Iowa.
you got a long way to go.
Here for 68 years, so y'all I must have complained about you.
Talk to me in about 50 years if you're still hiccuping.
You
Then we'll
talk to me in 50 years,
Yeah.
okay? You talk to me in 50 years.
Yeah, if somebody complains about hiccuping, go, man, I can't. I tried to hold my breath, close my eyes, do all this stuff. Go, listen, let me tell you a tale about Charles Osborne.
God, there's a gentleman by the name of Charles Osborne.
If you think you
Anton.
got it bad,
People would think you were making this up. If you're like, excuse me, actually.
I'm going to take you to the small. What is the population of Anthon, Iowa? I'm going to guess Anthon, Iowa is. I'm just going to guess.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to say Anthon is 675 people.
Where are we doing this? Dude. I would have been off by 1,000. 534.
I think that's a pretty good guess.
That's a damn good guess.
Yeah.
Damn good guess. I didn't know where it was.
I forgot the geography. Then once you reminded me, then I'm like, okay, yeah, that's probably why I knew it, because it was over closer to me.
Somebody over there's got to know Charles Osborne. But you just hold that little nugget in your cabinet there, okay? And when somebody hiccups next time, they're like, "Oh man, can't get rid of these hiccups." Well, actually, I'll tell one by the name of Charles Osborne. There's probably have a statue. There's probably be a statue. There's probably a statue in Anthon.
We just did the homework for that guy who gets online and does the Iowa Investigator. You watch, he'll turn
fun.
around.
I like that dude too. But I think he's from Eastern Iowa.
Oh, so he doesn't care about the western half of the state?
Not that he doesn't care about it. I just think the most was. I think I heard him say that one time.
He can do
Iowa
the
Investigator.
fake background and point to it behind him and say, this little town of Anthon.
But again, was it well known? There's got to be.
It couldn't be well known because you stumbled upon it. You literally found the rabbit hole. You were like Alice in Wonderland. You just were running from your hiccups and fell down the hole.
Yeah, it's a good point. Well, there it is. There's Anthon. If they're looking for their own little tulip time, their own little summer fest, whatever it is.
The Hiccup
days.
Festival?
The Hiccup Festival.
Can you manually create hiccups besides faking them? Is there any way to get your body to go into hiccup mode? I don't know. I'm sure somebody's figured it out.
You can make yourself sneeze. Like if I pull a nose hair,
yeah,
like I'll make myself sneeze. Make yourself hiccup.
I don't know if it's possible or if it's just
hiccups are brutal.
Because you can make yourself fart.
What?
Oh yeah. When I went to the Bobby Randall baseball camp, I learned something that was kind of freaky.
I went to the Bobby Randall baseball camp. I missed the farting lesson.
No, they put us up in some because we couldn't stay in the dorms. I had no idea this existed. Now, nothing weird happened except this.
When it's always a good story when somebody says, "Okay, now listen, nothing weird happened."
This is way TMI, and it just popped into my head. And it's stuff you look back on when you're a kid that just probably isn't right.
Okay. Yeah, how old are we? Set the stage here, because Bobby Randall.
I'm probably in 7th or 8th. Now I'm probably 8th grade, going into my freshman year in high school.
In the tower dorms.
No. I went to the winter camp, so it was over Christmas break. We had to stay in a hotel because the dorms were occupied. We stayed at like the Roadway Inn. I don't even know where we stayed, but it was a hotel, and we practiced in the armory, so we had to go to the armory.
Jesus.
But I had this roommate that could make himself fart. And what he would do,
Eighth grade?
looking back now, this is so uncomfortable. He would get on the bed and get on all fours, right? And he'd arch his back. And in some way,
You're such an idiot.
fill his butthole with air.
In some way.
And he would fill his butthole with air. You know, like he just cinch. And that air would release like a minute later.
Oh my God, you're so dumb.
I watched it. Why? I'm telling you.
You can't be this dumb.
I think you should. This is like 3 days in a row. I've had you in tears before 6:30. And you think I'm making this stuff up.
Yes. I don't think you're making it up. I don't think you're making it up.
Irish Hawkeye, show us on the doll where the cam touched you. And now, and that's why I tried to preface it by saying this is going to come off really weird.
Yeah. Ross, I met this 13-year-old one time at the Bobby Randall winter baseball camp. And his lungs were attached to his butt.
And think about it. I mean,
think about it.
you
I
got-
want
you-
you.
so
I
you've
want
got an
you
arm,
to
so you're
think
on all
about.
You're on all fours,
Oh my God.
and you're
Oh my
you
God.
arch.
Oh my God. Travis. Oh my God. You can't. All right. So then you saw this kid do this one time.
No, he did it like all night. He did. Zin pops out of my mouth. We just play there. He'd sit there and play fart. And I'm like, do it again. Do it again. I'm like the Eddie Murphy and the Nutty Professor. You know, just,
Oh God. I'm crying. Oh, I love this. I love doing this so much. I met a kid that could breathe out of his butt.
Google it.
I'm not Googling.
There's a reason, like when you get done with your colonoscopy, that you're just farting all the time because they've just put air
Yeah.
up your butt.
It's because they had you knocked out. Where you think your lungs was getting all that air all that time?
Oh,
Oh, Tyler said, "Who the
hell is Bobby Randall
Oh
anyway?
man, Bobby Randall was a Major League Baseball player, and then the head coach of the Iowa State baseball team for a long time. Tyler and Travis and I, amongst our many odd shared experiences in our life, both attended the Bobby Randall baseball camp. Now, I went in the summer when we stayed in the tower dorms. I'm just learning that Travis's experience was a little bit different.
a little bit.
So, Travis, have you ever breathed in air through
Yes,
your...
I've attempted it. I tried it.
Didn't ask if you had... I love you so much.
I mean, if you see a friend do that or an acquaintance, a roommate,
Then
you're
you do
going
it.
to try it.
Right.
I think it worked.
I think it worked.
Just saying. Just saying.
You think it worked?
I do.
You think that
I
you
do.
can? You think that you can? Get
You
on
can
all
breathe
fours?
up. You can breathe up your butt. Yes.
Man,
And I'm not getting oxygen that way.
You were an easier sell than that Vivint guy. I realized.
I watched it.
I watched it happen. I gotta get closer. How do I? Hold on, let me get closer. Do it again. Oh, Travis.
Spoiler alert. That wasn't baseball camp, Travis. Dan Penny. Good to have you listen this morning, Dan. What's your mindset when you're attempting that? Like, how do you get in the zone to attempt to breathe through that particular orifice?
My gut says
I was
that
like
kid
13
was like,
when I did it. Okay.
I think I can get that Justice kid to watch me trying to breathe out of my butt. Watch this. I don't think that there was an 8th grader who now again is in his 50s, and this guy's basically got a superpower. This guy's
Some people have that superpower
to breathe out of their butt.
You're letting air into your butt
and then putting it back out.
Yes.
What's it called when you let air in and then put it back out? Isn't that called breathing?
A butt burp.
Isn't that called breathing? People can't do that. Oh, man. I'm so glad that we talked about hiccuping and
I wonder if you take a butt plug out, you fart right away. Sorry. I
love it. I love it. I don't burp, and I always thought that was one of the things that I thought that was one of the reasons I farted so much. But that made a lot more sense. No, it's a closed loop system.
Air is seeping up into your anus. That's a wild start to the show. This is a weird transition. If you're not feeling right, don't ignore it. Treat it, but treat it your way. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center designed to restore your confidence.
You got to be better with the transitions. I mean, come on. Listen, if you're breathing out of your butt, you're probably wired wrong. We got some people that can help you get that wiring right. We don't know what's wrong, but they will at UCI.
Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center designed to restore your confidence and your comfort and put you back in control. Because at UCI, you will get a personalized treatment based on you and nobody else. You deserve a clear plan, a private, tailored experience, and judgment-free care. That's UCI. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at iowauro.com. Happy Tuesday. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
My name's Gary Presnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat, Norm. Norm knows basketball, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert. Please call me. I would love to help you.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines, and I have a question for you. Are you and your Mini ready for your summer motoring adventures? To help you have a little more fun on that trip, this month we're offering a 15% discount on all fuel services, as well as reduced pricing on all pre-planned maintenance packages. Please stop by so our factory-trained technicians can ensure your Mini will continue to keep a smile on your face for years to come. Please give us a call or visit us online at miniofdesmoines.com to set your appointment.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Hi, it's Noel. If you're thinking about popping the question, start with a jeweler you can trust. At Fiscus Jewelers, we offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, featuring stunning engagement rings and rare and forever natural diamonds, pre-screened with advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together, and our CAD drawings are always free. And when it's time to say I do, don't forget the guys. We offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
If you're in the market for a new home, you're going to need a loan to buy that house, and that's where Gary Presnell comes in. Gary is a mortgage banker with Northwest Bank. He's been doing it a while, 25 years. He offers VA, FHA, IFA first-time buyer loans and conventional new construction loans. All approvals can be done locally by Northwest Bank, and Gary can get that pre-approval done in 30 minutes or less. Happens after hours, even on the weekends. He's been the state of Iowa's top-producing mortgage banker the past 8 years. Give him a call at 515-975-6767. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. This is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. Glad we could entertain you for the first half hour of the show. Glad we had Ross in tears. You're muted again, so go ahead and hit your... See, they're trying to shut you up.
Yeah, they're trying. They don't want me. They don't want me.
They don't want you.
Google confirms, by the way, that what you saw an eighth grader do back in 19 whatever that was.
That would have been 1986, 87.
Google confirms that indeed is possible.
See? Everyone thinks I'm crazy, that I make this stuff up. I know what I saw. That's why I believe the people that were abducted by aliens and had the anal probes, I believe them.
I feel like I know more people that have claimed to have seen Bigfoot than claim to have seen what you just said you saw. And so that was why I was like, that doesn't happen.
Just got to arch your back just right. Tyler goes, looking back, that was pretty messed up. Yeah, it probably was.
Yeah. I loved the Bobby Randall baseball camp. That was so much fun.
I had a great time there. Oh. Learned a lot of stuff.
We got to, you learned different stuff than I did. This is kind of like the Saved by the Bell conversation. Oh, we had different experiences. No, we were actually on the baseball fields
Because you must have done the summer camp. I
did.
had to go. I was in the Armory. It was like a 3, 4, 5 day camp, and because it was over winter break, and to get ready for the spring season that they play in.
Your mom
Iowa.
and dad in the 80s,
sprung
for you to go to the Bobby Randall baseball camp in the middle of winter,
dude.
But you wouldn't let your daughters do dances?
No. I went to the Bobby Randall baseball camp. I went to the Woody Woodenhofer full contact football camp at the University of Missouri. Matter of fact, my dad chartered a plane and flew me to Columbia, Missouri. That sounded really bad, didn't it? So
Wait a minute. Hold on. What?
Yeah, he didn't want to drive to Columbia, so we flew in a Cessna 175.
What are you talking about? In what year?
This
I know what a Cessna is. Don't act like that's the part I'm wondering about.
This would have been 1988.
I thought you grew up poor.
I've never said that.
What? What?
I never said I grew up poor. We were middle class, upper.
This is like that day that I realized I was the ugly one.
What do you mean?
Oh, I've always been the poor one. Oh, okay. Travis, I had no idea. Why? So why?
Why what?
Why so many things? Why so many things? Why? Why did your dad charter a plane for you to go to a football camp? First of all, because you were
because it was like at the time an 8-hour drive to Columbia. And it was just easier to go the way the crow flies.
I understand the way line works. Thanks.
And maybe Dad didn't want to go over the road. Tyler's right. My dad drove a truck for a living. Didn't want to do 5 hours in the car with me. Actually, a little bit longer. 6, 7, 8. All the way to Columbia. And then drive all the way back. And then drive back to get me and drive back home.
Oh, yeah. I mean, who wants to do that for their kid? Ugh. So
when you could be there, in an hour and a half.
Cessna. What number was the Cessna?
It was either a 170 or 175.
Oh, it wasn't even a 180, 170, 175. Oh, geez.
Captain Kirk, raise your hand if your dad charters a plane for you in the 80s. I know it comes off as pretentious. I didn't think at the time it was that big of a deal. Matter of fact, I didn't think it was that big of a deal until I just said it 4 minutes ago.
Like my vision of where you grew up. Dad's, it's all been wrong. It's all been wrong. It's all been wrong. It's been a lie.
It was
the story I made up in my own head. Turned out all to be made up.
Now, if you saw the home I grew in, very, very basic.
I think our idea of basic is probably different.
Seriously, a 1 garage, 1,200 square foot ranch home.
Okay. All right. I didn't know it was Dad chartered a plane to send me to football camp. What?
You need to let that go.
I just got it. You just gave it to me. Like just now. You gotta let that go. That was a long time ago.
Thanks, Kevin. Kevin's right. Back in the 80s, it wasn't that expensive to charter a flight.
Let's get out of here, you guys.
I think he's being a little sarcastic.
You ever seen that the clip of David Beckham? He's married to one of the Spice Girls.
Yeah.
And in their
Victoria, right?
In their
Married to
documentary,
Victoria.
is that the one? In their documentary, she's talking about her rough childhood and how her dad, her dad would take her to school.
I had a rough childhood.
You did have a rough childhood, but he's like David Beckham from The Other Room is like, quit lying. She's like, I did. I had a rough childhood, and she's like, quit. And he goes, what kind of car did your dad drive you to school in? Well, he's like, what kind of car did your dad drive you to school in? When your dad drove you to school in, what was it in? And she went, a Rolls Royce. He's like, yeah, okay.
And I need to correct myself. It was 1987 because this is before my dad went off the deep end and all, because we were still talking at that point. We didn't talk my junior or senior year, so it would have been 1987, the summer of 87.
There's so many questions about that. So yeah,
ask away.
Bobby Randall baseball camp wasn't that big of a deal, was it?
So the Lakers lost last night, got swept by the Oklahoma City Thunder. LeBron James is now an unrestricted free agent. He doesn't have a contract, doesn't have a contract extension. He is an unrestricted free agent. Rossi's played 23 years in the league. He's the NBA's all-time leading scorer. He's 41 years old. I'm watching a lot of sports radio this morning. I watch Unsportsmanlike on ESPN, and they're talking a lot about LeBron James. And what does he do? And here's one for you. He just finished his 8th season with the Lakers. Did you know his 8 seasons with the Lakers are the longest he's ever spent consecutively with one team?
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, not surprised by that, honestly. Okay.
But this year he had to take what is essentially a backup role on the team. Luka is the go-to guy. LeBron was basically the number 3 option on the Lakers. But they're talking about, does he keep on playing? LeBron said afterwards he needs to, kind of reflect, look at the situation. It's not that he can't be productive. I mean, last night he had 24 points, 12 rebounds.
God, that's
so it's not that LeBron James can't be productive. He can be productive. But he talked about, do I want to do the process, right? And that is getting to the arena 5 hours before the game, going to practice. I mean, there's so much that we don't see as fans, what these elite athletes actually put themselves through to be elite like they are. But they're talking about, well, who does he sign with so he can have the farewell tour? Because whoever he signs with, you're not getting a long-term commitment out of LeBron James, right? You're getting maybe
anticipate one. It should be year to year.
And they're going through this. Okay, where's he going to do the farewell tour? All this stuff. And I'm sitting there thinking, I would respect LeBron James. It's not that I don't respect him, but I think it would be a high-class move. If he did retire, he just said, I'm done. Instead of doing the farewell where you get the rocking chair and everything, just say, hey, I'm done, folks. Do you need does an elite athlete, does a guy like LeBron James need the farewell tour, or does he just ride off into the sunset? Because I think that's a better way to go out.
Yeah, dude, this is that. You and I were just having this conversation the other day. I think it was off the air about this projection thing that we do, right? Where what we're all gonna do is think about it of our life and where we are right now, and what would we do if you teleported me right now to 41 years old and I'm just like LeBron. Just walk away. You don't need that farewell tour. No, he doesn't need it in any way. His legacy doesn't need it. And if he does come back and do it, it's not. People are gonna hate this. It's not his ego that's saying come back and do it. Travis, we're old enough to have watched this with guys like Sugar Ray Leonard and Michael Jordan, quite frankly. It's not his ego that will say he needs it. It's his competitiveness. The guy, like, when you're just like, man, look what the process is to wake up every day and put your body through that. That's all he's ever done. It's all he's ever done. His whole life is built around that. His whole life is built around getting up in the morning, going to the gym, shooting the baskets, Can he still do it? He just had 23 last night in a playoff game in the NBA.
24. You shorted him a point.
Right.
And 12 rebounds. He had a double-double.
Can the guy still do it? Can he still sell the jerseys? Can he still make the money? I mean, is he going to get paid for coming back also? That's another, is there money attached to Cleveland saying, hey, we want you to come here? I mean, it's not quite like...
because if he goes to a contender, you are the third or fourth option at best. Because if you're already on the cusp,
be. If you're going to be good, he can't be your guy anymore.
If you want, and he even talked about he had to adjust himself to a role this year that he's not accustomed to.
Yeah.
If you want to be the guy, you're going to have to go to a team that sucks. If you want to be on a contender to win a championship, you're not that high up the pecking order anymore.
It's not like they can sell. What am I looking for here? The whoever would sign him it'd kind of like it'd be kind of like the Indiana Fever. You're going to get a huge boost for all of your home games. Well, I mean, no matter where he's signed with Milwaukee, and people would be like, "Oh, we got LeBron for 1 year."
Does he owe it to the fans?
No.
And
he doesn't owe anything to anybody. Nope, he doesn't owe anything to anybody. Not to do a farewell tour.
You can bet Adam Silver's like, hey, if you're going to do this, let's do a farewell tour, because that would bring, you're right. Every arena that he goes into that's going to be the last time, you're going to fill that up to say goodbye to King James. That's why if he just rode off into the sunset, I'd be like, that's a classy move. That is a classy move.
And that could, it seems like that would be the case here. Contract's up. He's an unrestricted free agent. Unless he goes back to Cleveland to do, and just decides to do it for the farewell tour and for the fans. That would be for the fans, I guess. Right?
I suppose.
Miami? Not doing anything for you? Not me neither. 40, what a career. What a career.
The fact that we could even say that, and he would be productive. Production's not the problem with LeBron James.
You're right.
The problem with LeBron is, do I want to work that hard to maintain that level? Because if I don't put in, because of the age, because you're no longer the number one guy, you're probably going to have to work just as hard or harder than you already do
to be the 3 or 4 option.
Yes.
Yeah. Because you got to mix in. There is ego in there. There is ego that goes along with that competitiveness, and eventually you realize, man, I can't compete at the level I want to compete at.
It's kind of like that moment in Forrest Gump when he's running and he just stops. I'm tired. I'm going to go home now. And all the fans are like, are you leaving? What are we supposed to do now? Go watch somebody else.
Go watch somebody else. Who do we watch now? Who's the guy that's like the
SGA?
I was going to say more like Jokic or...
It's not even Giannis. Giannis is now going to get traded.
It's not Giannis anymore.
Could have been Giannis. It could. Well, Wembanyama.
Because
he's a freak of nature.
That's a good one. He'll be the guy. He'll carry the mantle or the whatever you want to call it, the baton. Luka doesn't move the needle for me that much. Wemby is. I think that there's a couple of people putting that in the chat now too. I think Wemby.
Is the heir apparent?
He's the one that if there's a highlight on and Wemby's a part of it, you watch it or you know who that is as soon as it pops on the TV.
Yeah, SGA. I don't know if you can go, oh, that's SGA.
Yeah, Wemby's the guy like who got the contrast wrong on the TV. Look how that one guy looks like he's a foot taller than everybody else. That's funny. How does one guy look like a funhouse mirror? Wemby's the guy.
So, yeah. It'll be interesting. I mean, I know people want him to say last night, he's like, man, I need some time. Just let me decompress for a couple weeks.
What do you think he does? Do you think he comes back and does one season or starts to do these 1-year deals? We see him limp to the end of a career, or is this it?
If I had to lay money down right now, I would say he comes back for another year. But then there needs to be some definitiveness around it, right? It's kind of like the Aaron Rodgers saga. I'm getting sick and tired of the Aaron Rodgers saga and whether he's going to play or not. I need some, maybe, I'm usually working the gray, but here I need some black and white. Meaning, tell me what you're going to do. Are you signing on for 1 year? Are you signing on for 2 years? What are you doing? Because we've just reached that point. You're 41. If you were a betting man, what would you say he does?
I was going to say that he walks away.
And I would respect that. It was just interesting this morning to hear these people talk about, God, we need the farewell tour. And I'm like, he didn't owe you anything.
Yeah, I don't think, and who doesn't need one? We don't need one. Can he still play? Yep.
Because Kobe did the farewell tour, right?
Oh, man.
Kobe. Yeah, I think Kobe did the farewell tour.
I guess we knew when it was Kobe's last game. It's the game that he went for like 80 points or whatever. I was not a Kobe fan.
Because I would say, even in the diminished role and looking past the last couple of years, I think LeBron has changed the attitudes of people on him. He's still polarizing
a bit of a Bryson DeChambeau thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't feel that. I see.
Meaning, I don't think he's as polarizing today as he was 10 years ago.
Okay. Well, I mean, I would say it's about the same. My thought on him has been that LeBron is kind of like a politician. People picked their team a long time ago. They decided if they were pro LeBron or anti LeBron, and nothing's going to change their mind on him. Like we talked about him yesterday, the thing that's always been impressive with me has been the fact that he really has avoided those huge controversies. We've been watching this guy since he was a teenager. We've been watching him for 25 plus years. It seems like we know who LeBron James is. He's been on the cover of Sports Illustrated or whatever. And he's never really had the, cheating on his wife, illicit texting. There's never really been anything. Ego and some of his political stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say the political stuff and an opinion, and he's entitled to an opinion, is what he probably took the biggest hard time for. But you're right, major scandals.
Yeah, he's avoided those.
Yeah. Impressive for a guy that came right out of high school to college.
Right. With a major microscope on everything that he did. He's made a couple of faux pas that none of us, again, you should never have anybody you agree all the time with. And so I've admired this. Step away now. Sure.
Before we break for the top of the hour, and Del Christensen is going to be joining us at 7 o'clock to talk about Diamond Diplomacy, a movie that's going to be screening at the Varsity coming up on, I believe, May 27th. You've got a big event coming to Des Moines on May 22nd. It's the Swarm Nashville night in Des Moines. All right? And Ross and I are going to be there. We're going to be your MCs. But it's going to be a fun night. Now, obviously, it's going to be a lot of Hawkeye stuff because it's put on by the Swarm. But if you are a music lover, a country music lover, this is going to be a really cool event. You got Matt Rogers coming in. He's written for some of the biggest stars in country music. Sarah Buxton, Adam James. And it's kind of these songwriters in getting together, telling the stories behind the songs they've written, singing the songs they've wrote. And this is going to be an intimate atmosphere, folks. It is 225 tickets available. They're selling now. I know it's a pricey get. It's $300, but you're going to get a meal. You're going to get drinks. and it's going to be a lot of fun. Be part of this event. Just go to swarmiowa.com, click on the events tab, get your tickets. Ross and I would love to see you at Des Moines Golf and Country Club for this intimate, unique event. I think it's going to be a blast.
Gonna have my belt buckle on, my cowboy boots. Travis convinced me just to do the black ball cap.
Yeah, the JR's black ball cap. I think that'd be really good. Really, really good.
Travis going to show up in an outfit. I know it.
No, I'm not going to. I mean, I'll have blue jeans, maybe some pearl snaps. I don't want to insult the songwriters by wearing a cowboy hat. Yeah, I don't want to be costumey up.
Okay, all right. Looking forward to it.
But you can still get your tickets at swarmiowa.com and see some great music, all acoustic. It'll be a blast. So hopefully you do that and hang out with us. That was a fun hour, man. Fun
That was
hour.
wild. That was something. I'll tell you that. Something I didn't expect.
Either did I. Started with hiccups.
Went all over the place. 63 years of hiccuping.
Crazy, isn't it? 63 years? Dell Christensen joins us next on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
There are a lot of reasons to want a self-driving mower from Iowa Mobotics.
Being automated gives me more time to do my hobbies.
I travel so much for work that I don't have time to take care of the lawn, but I still care about how it looks.
And I'm just lazy. Gives me time to work in the wood shop instead of spending it on the mower.
It works in my schedule.
And I just really hate doing it.
No matter your reason, with Iowa Mobotics, spend less time mowing, more time living.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Willis Infinity, and this month for May we have some exciting offers going on. Right now, you can get an all-new 2026 QX60 Autograph with a rate as low as 0% out to 60 months, or up to $6,000 in retail cash. And if you're looking for something a little bit bigger, you can get still 0% out to 60 months on an all-new 2026 QX80, or $10,000 in retail cash. For more information on these exciting offers and more, visit us online at willisinfinity.com or stop by our showroom.
The following advertisement is for people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority One include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use responsibly.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vents, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end unless you're just loitering. It's Central City. We can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City. All this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Nissan. Drive the newly redesigned 2026 Nissan Sentra SV for just $274 a month. It's a stylish sedan with impressive tech, comfort, and a value at a price that's really hard to beat. Start your buying journey at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at the rushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube this morning, go ahead and give this channel a subscription, like the video, leave your comments in the comments section. You can call the show at 515-517-2303 and follow us on social media. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. Ross, one of the great quotes of movie history. The one constant through all the years, Ray, has been baseball. Baseball.
Love me some James Earl Jones. God,
James Earl Jones.
The character there is, why am I drawing a blank on Terrence Mann?
Terrence Mann.
What a great movie. That was such an influential part of my life as an Iowa boy. I was like 10 when that movie came out.
1988, 1989, I believe it was. Well, baseball has been a uniter, not just here in the United States, but maybe internationally. And joining us now on the Rush Radio Show is Del Christensen. Good morning, Del. How you doing?
Good morning, Travis, Ross. Hi.
Hi, Del. Well. Thanks for giving us time this morning, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So when you hear that quote, and coming up on the 27th of May, you're going to be screening Diamond Diplomacy. This is a new documentary. It's not new. I guess it's been out for about a year now, but it's making the rounds, and it's going to be part of the celebration.
Yeah, it's Iowa's big Asian festival called Celebration, this is kind of a follow-up to that event. Celebration actually occurs on the 22nd and 23rd of May. We're able to bring in Japanese-American filmmaker Yuriko Agamo-Romer, who had just, as you said, just finished a documentary on 150 years of U.S.-Japan relations through baseball.
150 years.
Baseball has a unique connection to a lot of diplomacy around the world. Did you dive into that at all? Like why that is? Is it just because baseball was kind of the America's game in that 40s and 50s when we were all over the world for all sorts of reasons?
That's a huge part of it. Actually, baseball came to Japan in the 1870s when a Civil War veteran was visiting and introduced the game to them in Japan. And there's a quote in the documentary that says, if Americans hadn't invented baseball, Japan would have. It's just been that influential to them. There was... of course, Babe Ruth and others did some goodwill tours in the 30s to Japan, and that went over just like gangbusters. And then, of course, World War II happens. You've got Japanese Americans in concentration camps here in the U.S., and what did they do to keep up with their morale? They built baseball fields within the camps. And a lot of that just kept them going through those times. And actually, there's a short film that's been pulled out of the Diamond Diplomacy called Baseball Behind Barbed Wire. And that talks specifically about those times in the concentration camps, and that the people there built their own, essentially a field of dreams in their camps, just to keep themselves motivated and going. And it was the baseball players in those concentration camps were the only ones allowed to leave the camps during that period to go play away games in other camps.
Wow. Got to get the away games in, man. Rain or shine.
Exactly. Yeah,
You
once
mentioned-
you've played, everybody in your camp, you've got to find a way to get some other games in.
So I take it you've seen the movie. I have not seen the movie yet, and it's going to be screening at the Varsity on the 27th. Is World War II a big part of that? Meaning, I mean, there was a lot of tension there between the Americans and the Japanese. Was it baseball that brought maybe soothed some of those tensions over time?
It really did, yeah. And it is a good chunk of the film, but although it goes all the way through the history of baseball in Japan, as well as all the way up through, Otani and some of the more recent ball players here, Japanese ball players in the U.S. that are playing in the MLB. But the Goodwill Tour games in the 30s with Babe Ruth and Joe DiMaggio, and then post World War II, you get into the late 40s. General MacArthur actually recruited a former player, Lefty O'Doul, who was managing a San Francisco team at the time, to go over to Japan and through baseball, re-engage with them and build trust again and just smooth over a lot of that tension, and it really has worked. Our first Japanese player to come into the major leagues was back in the 60s. But now you've got over 80 different Japanese born players that have played in the major leagues.
Del, who was that first Japanese player, and why isn't that player celebrated? I mean, obviously, Jackie Robinson went through something very different and difficult, and deserving of all the accolades that we shower upon his legacy.
Yeah,
I don't even know who the first Japanese player was.
Yeah, it was. His name was Masanori Murakami. He went by Mashi Murakami, a pitcher for the San Francisco Giants. And I think he played from 63 to 65. But yeah, not very many people know of him. The player that probably got more attention was Hideo Nomo, who was a big strikeout.
Was he a Yankee? He was a Yankee, wasn't he?
I want to say Giants,
Dodger.
Yeah,
Hideo Nomo was primarily a Dodger.
Yeah.
You're thinking of Travis. You're thinking of Hideki Arabu.
Okay.
Was the first one that the Yankees really got a hold of. That was in I feel like early 2000s. But I mean, there was not a wave. There was never a wave.
Really
you had Ichiro, and you had Tadahito Iguchi, and there were a few others, but there was never a wave of Asian talent the way that we've seen in these last couple of years.
Right.
And not that it's a tidal wave right now, but more and more.
Yeah. Well, and then you've got a few Americans that have gone on to play in Japan.
Yeah.
Most of them towards the latter part of their careers. But what was it back in the was it 80s or 90s that Warren Cromartie had played in Japan. It was recruited and played in Japan. They called him the Black Samurai. His hitting abilities were just amazing. Yeah.
How did you make this happen? Did you know? I mean, were you approached, or was this something you said, "Hey, this would be perfect for Des Moines," knowing that the Iowa Japanese culture has mended well together? I mean, did you know this is an event that would play here?
Yeah, I had a chance a year ago to see the short film "Baseball Behind Barbed Wire," and met with the filmmaker Yuriko Gamo-Romer at that time. And she was telling me that, this other film, the full film, Diamond Diplomacy, is going to be premiering in the U.S. in late 2025. So it came out in October, I believe. And I said, we've got to get it to Iowa. So I made some connections with them. Most of the showings previously had been on the West Coast. They've actually aired on the Hawaiian Public Television Station and Southern California Public Television as well. But this will be the first Midwest premiere of this documentary on the 27th of May. Yeah, and it dovetails well with Celebration, and you guys are going to be at the Swarm Nashville event on the 22nd, but those that are going to Principal Park on the 22nd, we're having a Japan-themed night at Principal Park on the evening of the 27th or 22nd.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Can you explain to us a little bit more closely the relationship between the baseball behind barbed wire and diamond diplomacy? You said baseball behind barbed wire is a shorter documentary that was pulled from Diamond Diplomacy. When we see Diamond Diplomacy on the 27th, will that basically encapsulate the baseball behind barbed wire? Okay.
It will. Yep. Yeah. The Diamond Diplomacy project with the filmmaker was several year-long effort to pull together all these historic pieces from baseball. And the baseball behind barbed wire is just a small component of that larger documentary. And they just pulled that out for a short film that came out in 2025 or 2023. And then the full Diamond Diplomacy was finished in 2025.
How many is the varsity seat, and can people get tickets now?
Yes, you can get tickets now. It seats up to 200 people. And we've got some tickets sold already, but we've got plenty of seats available. And they just need to go to varsitydesmoines.com.
So is it an interactive night? I mean, is the director coming in, and so there'll be a question and answer, stuff like that?
Yeah, we're bringing the director in for Q&A after the filming, and so you get to meet her. We actually asked her if she was interested in coming to Japan Night at Principal Park on the 22nd, and she was so excited about the chance to throw out a pitch at a ball game that she's coming in on the 22nd for that night. She's going to stay for Celebration. I promised to show her our Field of Dreams, and then she'll stick around till Wednesday the 27th for the film.
That's cool. That's cool. And you got to introduce her to Brooks, right? I mean,
yes.
She's got to get the full Des Moines experience.
You got to get the full Des Moines experience.
We'll get her the full experience.
Real quick, how did you become involved with?
Well, I wear many hats. I'm director of a nonprofit here in Iowa called Iowa Resource for International Service. I do a lot of cultural exchanges through that. And I'm also recently accepted the position of director of Iowa Sister States. Now, Iowa Sister States, Iowa's had a sister state relationship with Yamanashi, Japan since 1960. So our oldest sister state, partner state relationships between Iowa and other countries has been with Yamanashi, Japan. And that goes back to typhoons that hit Japan in the late 1950s. And an Iowa farm boy from Boone who was serving in the military over there saw the devastation and made arrangements to ship Iowa pork over to Japan to help feed the people that were suffering from that typhoon. Interestingly enough, there's still genetic components of those swine still within the swine population in Yamanashi, Japan.
Wow.
So wait, what are the other sister cities that we have?
The other sister state relationships, and there's sister city
Sister state.
relationships as well. Des Moines has a sister city relationship with Kofu, which is the capital of Yamanashi, Japan. But we also have sister state relationships in Hebei, China, in Cherkasy, Ukraine, in Taiwan, in Veneto, Italy, in Kosovo, Yucatan, Mexico. I'm drawing a blank. We have 8 total. Maharashtra, India. So yeah, we've got several state relationships around the world. We need to bring baseball to more of those countries.
Yeah,
apparently. Yeah.
Apparently.
Thanks a lot, Del.
Thanks so much for your
Appreciate
time.
that.
Good stuff. Ross, I can't make it on the 27th, but you being the baseball guy, you need to get to the varsity.
I'm going to do what I can to be there. Yeah, the
All right,
varsity
we'll
is a
look
cool
forward to
place,
seeing you
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Del.
Thanks, Del. Appreciate
Yep,
it.
talk soon.
Del Christensen joining us on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Sounds like a great movie. And people do rally around sports. If there's one thing that brings people together, sports is one of those that can do it.
That impact baseball's had in so many other countries is really fascinating. For a kid that grew up here in Des Moines, Iowa, you just think that you think everybody gets charter planes to their
Stop it
football camps.
Stop it.
And you don't realize the struggle that's out there for other people.
I'm done sharing. I'm done telling you things that go on in my life. If I'm just going to be made fun.
That's an absolute mind blower to me. We thought it was a big deal when Ryan Childs got picked up by a limo on his birthday from middle school.
And it was a big deal.
Oh my God, his dad must be a millionaire. He rented a limo for a day. Trav, what are you doing this weekend? Got a football camp in Missouri. Oh, how long of a drive? Well, my dad got a Cessna, but it's only a 175.
It was only a 4-seater.
Only a 4-seater? Dude. Ah. Man. Guys, we should really have like one of those we should raise money for Travis.
A guy who will have no problem chartering a flight is Ben McCollum. He signed his contract extension yesterday. He's pretty basic terms. And actually, Ross, I'm going to surprise some people here. The pay raise is not as much as I thought it was going to be. And
I think that's fair to comment. I agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to go, gee, he got $1 million raise. Yeah, I get it. But he went from 3.5 or 3.35 to 4.35, and then $100,000 raise each year after that. I was expecting like maybe in the 5.5 range. That's what I was thinking anyway in my head. I had no basis to back that up.
There's still time to get there.
You keep winning.
Yeah,
you keep winning, and these contracts get negotiated every single year the more you win. But with that, I don't think the expectations change for Ben McCollum. I mean, you got to the Elite Eight. As fans now, what is the expectation? Because in the way too early field of 76, it's like Iowa's not even in the field next year.
Oh, stop.
Seriously. But it's the way too early.
That's even in the way too earlys. Iowa, they're not what?
No, they weren't part of some bracketologies.
That's okay. Well, that's just ridiculous and an oversight because
what that is going, well, they don't have Bennett Sturts anymore. How do you replace Bennett Sturts? Well, every other team replaces players, you replace them. With
the expansion of it to now, you got to be barely 500, if not even to be in the conference. That's absolutely the bar. You don't make the tournament next year, people are freaking out. Next year,
I think that's fair.
People are freaking out. I think that the expectation, Travis, is going to be the hope is to get to the Sweet 16. The hope is going to be to get to the Sweet 16. The hope would the expectation next year is on a big scale, compete all year, be in the middle to top
upper half of the Big Ten
of the Big Ten. I'm not saying fight for we don't know the full roster. I'm not saying we don't know what what's going to look like. I'm not saying fight for a Big Ten title, but compete with the best teams in the Big Ten, make the tournament comfortably, and get to the second round or get to the second weekend. That's the expectation now.
Berger asks a very good question. He goes, what about the buyout numbers? This is favorable towards Ben McCollum. Because when you have leverage, you use said leverage. His buyout after 1 year is $5 million. Now, if you're a wanted man, that's a drop in the bucket to some of these. Because you would only leave for what would be perceived an elite job, right? And then it drops down to $4 million after 2 years and keeps dropping down to essentially zero in the last year of the contract. But if you're winning, you're never going to hit the last year of the contract because you're going to keep renegotiating said deal.
Right,
but if you're renegotiating, you always have the leverage. So don't expect that number to change by that big of a number. But the buyout is manageable. There would be some schools that say, "No, we're not going to touch the $5 million." If it gets to $4 million, it becomes even more manageable. But it also depends on what you're paying out the coach you fired.
That's right. The years don't matter because they'll be renegotiated. The buyouts don't matter. They paid Jerome Tang $15 million to walk away. They got the money. They got the buyouts don't matter. The years don't matter. The winning matters. I think that's are they winning? If they're winning, keep money, years, buyouts. You bet. Are they losing? How do we get out of that deal?
Yeah, I mean, TJ Otzelberger's gotten to 3 Sweet 16s. Ben McCollum's got to an Elite 8. If Ben McCollum gets to another Sweet 16, another Elite 8, or multiple, he's going to be in that $6 million range, $7 million range, because the price of business keeps going up. It's not going down.
They aren't going to go, well, wait a minute. In May of 2026, we announced that you were going to be here for this number of years for this amount of money. That's what you agreed to, Coach. No, so the years, none of this stuff matters anymore. And I mean, like, we genuinely shouldn't even concern ourselves with the years or the millions because it all gets renegotiated all the time.
Also part of the contract, besides the $4.3 million with a $100,000 raise every year, plus a $100,000 raise every year. It's crazy. But then
you got to say it out loud sometimes to hear it and go, and that's not much. And that's not much.
In the grand scheme of things, it's not. But he also gets $2.2 million for staff. So he'll get 4.3, and then he divvies up $2.2 million between all his assistants and the rest of the staff. Pretty good number to work with.
If you can make it work these days. I mean, does it get your kid on a chartered plane to football camp? Is the question we're all asking.
Stop it. Stop it.
I mean,
how long are you going to use that against me?
I mean, what kind of lifestyle are we talking about here? What kind of lifestyle are we talking about here? We talk, yeah, you got a pool in the backyard. Is it above ground?
I did not have a pool in the backyard.
I did. I grew up with a pool in the backyard.
Look at you had a pool in the backyard.
It's above ground. Yeah, it was above ground.
Ross, I would have rather given up the Cessna ride to have the relationship you have with your dad.
Yeah, I'm a lucky guy. Lucky guy.
Mike said Travis's pool was indoors.
I didn't ride no Cessna when I was a kid to football camp. Damn. We were carpooling to Ames. We lived in the neighborhood that when the Dowling people showed up, they thought they were in the hood.
They did not.
A lot of Eastsiders did.
A lot of Eastsiders went to Dowling.
And that's how I know. Because when my Dowling friends would have friends come over, their friends would be like, we didn't know you guys lived in the hood. We're like, we live in a beautiful,
I got a pool in my backyard.
I got a pool in my backyard.
Above ground.
It's above ground. But I got a pool in the backyard.
Did your dad build a deck around it?
Was it like all the way? We had the sweetest deck. We had
then it looked so
deck.
Cool. It didn't look above ground. It looked underground.
Awesome. It was super duper, super sweet. Loved it. Don't complain about it at all. It wasn't the Cessna.
Stop
it. Did you say
170?
175?
175.
I don't even know. 220, 221. I don't know. Whatever works. Whatever it takes. Only a four-seater.
I was not a 1%er, as Mike said.
Mike, did you hear him say it was only a 175?
You're having way too much fun with this.
People thought I thought I was privileged. When I was a kid, I really did. When growing up, I thought we were rich. We lived on a corner. Had a park across the street. The elementary school was across the street. I had friends all over that had, we had a big enough front yard that we played like wiffle ball in my front yard. The Austins had a basketball court in their backyard. Childs basically had a football field in their backyard. We had brothers stacked up everywhere. Always people playing games. I'm a very lucky kid.
See, Bob's putting me back to see, did you have a fridge with a water and ice dispenser? No, we didn't.
Because they hadn't invented it yet. Guys got to remember, Travis isn't older than dirt, but he remembers when we came up with mud. A big day. A big day. I did not have a fridge that had an ice dispenser on it. It made ice. We had an ice maker in the freezer. Remember that?
Now, in 1980, what year did Iowa play Tennessee in the Peach Bowl?
Oh, boy.
That 85?
Boy, those all seem like holiday bowls against BYU to me.
We did have a big screen TV at that time. And this thing was like the size of a house. And yeah, Brian, the first flat screen, because it was a flat screen. But we had a big screen TV.
Those things, and they weighed like 9,000 pounds.
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, yeah. I think it was taller than me at one point. It was.
The picture
so that'd have been
was
1982.
all.
He said.
Picture was all like
82.
cloudy. It was 82.
82.
Wow. My internet didn't even go back that far. Yeah, the picture was all cloudy. You had to be directly in front of it. If you turned a little bit, it was like you were watching it through a cloud. Or was yours really good?
That was really good.
I was like, yeah, because the only ones I remember, God, you were rich. The only ones I remember as a kid for a long time were crap.
It was not a projection TV burger. It was all, if it was projected, it was projected from the inside, and we never saw the inside.
Yeah.
I think it was our first TV with remote control.
In 1982?
Yeah.
I was the remote control. I remember that.
I was too, with the pliers, because we had a Zenith where the knob came off and you turn the channel with the pliers.
You went from changing the knobs with the pliers to flying in the Cessna.
That was 5 years later.
To the east side.
That's a song from the Jeffersons. Well, I'm glad I could.
I'm trying to think what else made me think that we were rich when I was a kid.
Now, we didn't have Ben McCollum money.
Very few do, dude. Very few do. I don't even remember 82 versus Tennessee. When you said that, you're like 80 something. I'm like, what? I don't even remember. That's not even. I'm too young for that one.
Just want to check something real quick.
Okay, check away. Yeah, when you say 80s bowl games, I think of holiday bowls against BYU. It's like the first. Those are the first ones that come to mind.
I was just trying to find and Google and put it. But I'm thinking 3 years ago, Ben McCollum was at Northwest Missouri State, probably making what, 125, 150 grand a year? If that at a Division II school. What if he just lays in bed with his wife at night and go, we're making $4.3 million.
I hope he does.
So, yeah.
Seriously, I hope he does. I hope that they sit there. I hope that that's a realization of like, What has happened?
And how your life can change in a drop of a hat.
What has happened to us? All of a sudden, we live here. It's that Talking Head song. I look around and see this beautiful wife, this beautiful car, this beautiful house, and I say, "Well, how did I get here?" Letting the days go by, water flowing underground.
Okay, now I know the song. Once you went into the melody, I knew.
Same as it ever was, Travis. Same as it ever was.
Hey, don't forget, coming up on Friday, it's the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woohoo, your chance to win a $90 prize pack from the Iowa Lottery. And the Iowa Lottery wants to send you to the Des Moines Arts Festival. The Lottery Lounge is back at the 2026 Des Moines Art Festival. You could be spending the day in the shade, enjoying music, exploring a juried art fair with work from 190 professional artists, and have the opportunity to take home your favorite prizes with with $1,000 in art bucks plus food and refreshments. All this and more could be yours in the Prize Zone promotion from the Iowa Lottery. Get signed up through June 2nd, 2026. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. Front row tickets to every show millionaire. Hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Mini Des Moines, and this month we have some exciting new offers. You get an all-new Mini Countryman for as low rates as 0.9% out to 48 months. On top of that, you can lease an all-new Countryman for as low as $369 a month for 39 months. And on top of that, you can lease an all-new Mini JCW Countryman for as low as $499 a month for 39 months. For more information on these exciting offers and more, visit your favorite Mini motoring advisor or us online at miniofdesmoines.com.
Fresh, wild walleyes. This summer, point your compass north to Ballard's Resort on Lake of the Woods. Ballard's Lake of the Woods long-standing family resort offers a pole-in-hand guided fishing experience along with all-inclusive packages that include lodging and meals. Chase 10-pound trophies with the walleye capital of the world's most established fleet. Your adventure for fresh, wild walleyes awaits at Ballard's Resort. Set the hook at ballardsresort.com.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiscus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Hi, it's Josh Romick at Willis Lexus. I want to tell you about our Lexus Spring Sales event we have going on, where you can take advantage of $150 off 4 tires or $75 off a set of 2 tires. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at willislexus.com.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
You know, sometimes the key to feeling better comes from just being seen for what you need. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center with services from low testosterone to managing the effects of aging. But more than that, UCI is the place to go when you want to be seen like a man, not a patient. You don't want someone else's treatment. You deserve yours. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at iowauro.com. Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. Ross, Lane Kiffin's at it again.
What now?
Oh, you haven't seen this?
No.
Oh, Lane. I mean, looking at Lane's success at Ole Miss, would you say Lane Kiffin had a hard time recruiting to Ole Miss?
No.
Well, now that he's at LSU, he's done an interview with Variety magazine.
Okay.
And he took some shots at Ole Miss. And he had to come back clarify. He goes, I hope these aren't disrespectful.
Yeah,
keep in mind, I'm a little biased here because my daughter works at the University of Mississippi. But he said, and I'm paraphrasing here, but, you know, it's just a little easier to recruit here in Baton Rouge because Baton Rouge has a better history and a more diverse population. When you were at Ole Miss, people would come to me and say, Coach, I can't, my grandparents, and see how he drops the grandparent line, won't let me go to Oxford, Mississippi because of its history of racism and segregation. Now, in all transparency, Baton Rouge is 56% African American, 53%, 43% white. Oxford is 66% white, 26% black. I mean, Mississippi historically has a bad reputation, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But
for racism.
For racism.
Yep.
I don't think it's that. I mean, racism exists everywhere. And maybe I'm not one to judge because I'm a white guy that goes visit my daughter. I've never felt it. They don't run from their past. They acknowledge it and they say, hey, these were wrong. Like they didn't get rid of all their memorials and or whatever they had. They were like, hey, this was a site for this.
Yeah. Okay.
And this was, but I just thought it was interesting for a place that you built into a national power that you had no trouble recruiting to, that you would turn around and it's like he's still pissing and moaning about not being able to coach the college football playoff.
Travis, so many things you said here. Lane Kiffin, Variety magazine, May. A conversation about what can we talk about in Variety magazine? Can we talk about race in college football? Oh yeah, because this place I'm at now, boy, they do it right. This place that's just a few hundred miles away from the other place that where all the bad stuff, all the bad stuff happened over there, right? All the bad stuff happened over there. This place, they do it right here. It's so good to be in some place that does it right. It's pandering. It's pandering. It's nothing. It has nothing to do with Ole Miss. And even though they're the cannon got pointed at them and fired, it has nothing to do with Ole Miss. He's pandering to the people that he's with right now.
And people trying to recruit.
And
saying,
in
hey.
5 years, when he's the coach at South Carolina, he'll be going, oh, it's so good to be away from, where was that last place I was? Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, because it's better than, that was better than Oxford. And this, okay, so now we move on to, it's not it. Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin's a liar. Lane Kiffin is a con man. He's going to lie to you with a lot of confidence, tell you things that you're going to hear and repeat and go, oh, yeah. Oh, Lane Kiffin said it's easier here. Must be because of the history. Has Lane Kiffin had a young black Southern gentleman come to him and say, hey, coach, here's the deal. I know my shit. My family knows their shit. We don't want to be here. I don't ever want to have to celebrate the fact that I'm from a place like this. Okay. That's a hurdle I can't overcome as a recruiter. Do you think that, but for Lane Kiffin now all of a sudden to be like, I had to get out of Oxford.
Just so much easier here
There's
in Baton
so
Rouge.
much racism there. The weight of it all, of being a white man in Oxford, it's pandering. You could have stopped at Lane Kiffin and Variety. Oh, God, this ain't a story. This is going to be some of the dumbest shit ever.
See, this is where I wish I was cynical like you, in that I feel like I was taken advantage of. Meaning, and maybe it's because my daughter does work at the university. I got on the Lane train pretty early when he left Florida Atlantic, and then he had that nice documentary on ESPN where he talked about his life change. You're like, maybe he has turned the page. And then it's the same old Lane Kiffin. There's no doubt he can coach. There's no doubt he can recruit. There's no doubt that nobody's disputing that. The dude's pretty talented.
There's no doubt he's good in front of a microphone. He's a great interview. The guy very rarely does an interview that doesn't get clicks and mention and notoriety and people buzzing about it. He's really good at a lot of the things that are needed here. Travis, look at his work history. I've said this forever about Lane Kiffin. It doesn't matter even when he wins. I've been really consistent about this. Look at the guy's work history. Same thing is going to happen here. Same exact thing. 4 to 5 years. 3 to 5. They'll get sick of him. He'll get sick of them. He'll have a better offer. They'll have a better offer. They'll have the money to fire him. This is clockwork, and we fall for the theater. I'd say, you know what the real story here is? It's not NIL. It's not money. It's not my contract. It's racism. Can we talk about race? Can we talk about racism? That way people aren't worried about me not knowing what grocery store etiquette is because I'm so out of touch.
515-517-2303. Let's go to Kirk. Captain, what's up?
Trev, Ross, how you guys doing?
Good.
Hi, buddy.
Hey, take whatever's going on with Lane right now. I haven't looked into it much, but here's what I'd say. Lane is the devil on your shoulder. Like, he's like, it's like the guilty pleasure. Like, you want to follow it, you want to understand it, you want to but you don't want that to be your team. As a Hawkeye homer, I align myself with a guy like Kirk Ferentz, like Ben McCollum. Like, Lane's a train wreck.
But we all stop to watch it. But we all stop to watch the train wreck, right? We all do.
Yeah. So, I didn't, like I said, I didn't follow what he said or what he didn't say in whatever magazine it was, but you can't begrudge the guy for capitalizing on his success. So he's like 50-19 at Ole Miss, and he parlayed that into a huge contract at LSU. So
it was all about
you gotta
Lane.
Be careful.
Thanks, Kirk.
You got to be careful.
You do.
Yep.
Thanks, Kirk. Appreciate it. M. Heinze says, student body is a poster school for white, rich Republican. Most don't have a clue about politics other than what their mommy and daddy teach them. I will say this.
It's the poster school for white, rich, or Republican.
He's talking about LSU.
Oxford.
He's talking about Oxford.
Oxford.
I will say this. Having visited Oxford several times, because my daughter lives just south of there, Oxford's probably the most liberal city in the state of Mississippi. It's a lot different than Starkville. And when I say liberal, it's not Berkeley, but I would say it's a lot more liberal than Jackson, Starkville, other places. I'm not saying it's not Republican, but if you've ever go there, you go, it's different than when you go out to the rest of the state. And again, I'm defending it because my daughter lives there, and I know my daughter's character. So, but Lane just poking the bear.
Listen, it's pandering. Just pandering to his people. That's all he's doing.
And he's actually taking shots at his former staff, technically, if you think about it, because, I mean, guys you hired that are now running a program, and you're like, oh, this is what you're going to do?
I think you're taking it way too, maybe I'm wrong. You're taking it way too personal and way too.
Oh, in a way, because I feel like you probably. Because not too many people are sitting in a seat that I am and have a personal connection to it, right?
Yeah. Dude, it's May. It's a football coach talking to Variety magazine. You could have, like, right there is when you should have been like, okay, on to the next. I don't give a shit about.
Yeah, but it gives you a headline.
Lane
I got to read the
Kiffin
headline. At least I don't just stop on the headline. I read the article instead of just taking the headline for what it is.
Lane Kiffin was at, let's see, he was at USC in his longest stretch from 01 to 06. That was a 5-year run for him. He spent a year with the Raiders. He spent a year with Tennessee. He spent 3 years at USC, 2 years at Alabama, 2 years at Florida Atlantic, 5 years at Ole Miss, and now he's at LSU. But I'm sure this is where it's all going to work out.
Not if he doesn't win a national title, because they didn't hire him just to get to the college football playoff.
And he didn't leave. I mean, like, he didn't leave any of those other places and go, oh, man, the racism. It's pandering.
One of the least talked about things, Ross, in today's NIL world is the College Sports Commission, which apparently is one in charge of looking at the contracts and deciding whether, guys are getting paid above board or below board or whatever that looks like. Well, we didn't talk about this very much when it first came out, but like 18 Nebraska players were found to have like shady deals. I'm just going to call them shady. And that went to arbitration, and the College Sports Commission won this arbitration battle, saying, listen, your contracts. So Playfly Sports is kind of like that arm or marketing wing that gives money to the university, right? Like says, hey, you do this, we'll give you this much. Nebraska came back and said, hey, we'll take less money if you throw more money into the NIL. That way we can help build a roster. Well, what the College Sports Commission and I'm paraphrasing here, and the arbitrator found is basically they were warehousing money, meaning the contracts were very vague, did not say, hey, this is what you're getting paid for. They would just warehouse it and then pay guys. Well, now the arbitrator said, no, you're warehousing money. This is against the spirit of what the above the cap money is, because the cap is 20.5. Now it takes $30 to $40 million to build a college football roster. So how do you get to that $40 million mark?
Can I go from 20 to 40 overnight?
Overnight. And it's not going down. But above the cap money would be sponsorships and marketing deals. And they're saying you're just too vague. You didn't say what you're marketing. So now they got to go back, rewrite all these contracts to be more specific about what these guys are getting for money. But this is the beginning of the legal fight. Because in the state of Nebraska, it is Nebraska law says what the College Sports Commission says is nothing. It doesn't matter. These guys can get paid for whatever they want. So now it's going to come down to a state law versus the College Sports Commission. And there is no federal law. You have NCAA rules and you have College Sports Commission rules. Who has the rules?
Yeah. And then do public institutions and private institutions have to? I don't know. No, it's a lot of money, man. And the more that they fight over it, the more I realize how much money it is. I mean, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, they were worried about filling the 20-point. Remember when that first came out? How are we going to fill this line? Oh, you're above the line. And you're 20 million above the line if you want to be competitive.
And like, we're months away from that conversation of like, hey guys, hey, some teams are going to figure out how to go above 20 million. What are we going to do? What are we going to do when some of these teams figure out they can go above $20 million to pay their entire college football team? They paid Jerome Tang $15 million to quit coaching basketball at Kansas State. Teams are floating around going, hey, we'd buy into that thing for $500 million. You said what now? Yeah. We see that money train y'all are running over there. We just buy in a little.
This is the classic. How do we find the boosters and everybody else to contribute?
We're broke.
Not when you want to win.
Travis, I don't even know what happens with that stuff.
I mean,
each individual state has to kind of come up with their own regulations on it, or is this where you have to say, all right, the NCAA, we need you. All right, come on, Daddy.
Because the NCAA, I don't even know. I don't know if anybody can fix this. People have been cheating since the beginning of time when it comes to college sports.
Yeah.
Some above board like now, some below board like back in the day. But even when you fix the problem, there will be somebody who finds a workaround said problem. And now you have universities doing everything they can to put money into football. Arkansas, Iowa State took a hard time for dropping women's gymnastics, right? But at least they added a sport to replace women's gymnastics. They added women's wrestling. Arkansas, Ross, has dropped men's and women's tennis. And tennis now is becoming the casualty, much like wrestling was back in the day.
Yeah.
So you have Arkansas has dropped men's and women's tennis. You go, why do they do that? Well, they need to put more money into football. That brings them down to 17 sports. Tennis in Arkansas last year cost the university athletic department like $2.4 million.
How?
Because you've got recruiting, you've got travel, you've got facilities. The revenue that tennis brought in at Arkansas was $3,700. So from a financial standpoint,
out of here. Get brought in $3,000
of sponsorship money.
Travis, all in sponsorship money, he says.
You can have your logo at the tennis facility. But Arkansas is not alone. St. Louis has dropped both men's and women's tennis. Illinois State has dropped men's tennis. North Dakota has dropped both men's and women's tennis. And Garner-Webb has dropped both men's and women's tennis. Tennis is now becoming like and Patrick McEnroe said it best, like in college tennis, like the majority of tennis players, it's like 61 or 65% international players. So you're not even recruiting American players. So there is another expense.
Okay. This is why we got to, when we're going through this stuff, I feel like it's important to go, whoa, slow down. You said it cost how much for the team?
Like $2.4 to $2.7 million.
Okay. And then you real quickly were like, well, yeah, you got to travel around and recruit the team. No. Well, hold on. Stop right there. No, that's insane. That right there is insane. $2.4 million to do what?
To run a program.
Bullshit. To run a tennis program.
Ross, here's the problem. With Title IX, things have to be equal.
No, they don't have. You don't have to.
Travis, they interpret it that way.
You don't have to spend the same amount of money on all the travel for that's ridiculous. We wonder why things are out of control. We wonder why these budgets don't make sense. We go, wait a minute. How are they cutting programs and losing money when we just got done talking about the millions and the billions and the And the buyouts, the coaches, we have one coach that gets a $5 million buyout and other programs that can't exist because they're spending $2.4 million traveling around the world to recruit tennis players. Well, yeah, you see, kids, that's the way it is. $2.4 million. You can, first of all, everything's on the internet. Everything's on the internet. You need to watch a Dubai tennis match. You don't have to fly 4 coaches from Little Rock to Abu Dhabi to make sure you're getting the best international players. That's not the way it works. And I can promise you, like, I've seen Grandview's volleyball team is a bunch of dudes from New Zealand. I guarantee you Troy Plummer ain't cutting $1 million.
You can't compare Grandview to Arkansas in an SEC school. You can't. It's just the demand of being in the Southeastern Conference or the Big Ten or wherever, they're going to demand you have the facilities. It's keep up with the Joneses, has been for years. You can't compare Grandview to the SEC.
Yeah. $2.4 million to Travis. The tennis facility is built. Even if they built a new training facility in the last 20, then they've got a newer training facility. And that's the thing. This is the conversation we're having. You can't continue to do we got to keep up with the Joneses. The Joneses are going broke. The Joneses system is broken. And to say to just nonchalantly accept the fact that it takes $2.4 million to recruit a tennis team.
But and it could be funny money, but and hear me out. You've got recruiting, you've got travel, you've got scholarships that are thrown in there. I think you'd be surprised how much 2.4 added up based on, and then there's other expenses. You're right. That's a lot of money for a tennis team, but I would bet it's probably.
In fact, we know just from having this conversation, it's too much money for a tennis team. They can't afford it. In fact, we just found they make
you could say that. Go to Iowa. Let's use Iowa and Iowa State. There's only 2 sports at Iowa, probably 3 sports. Women's basketball now, but I'd like to see where that number actually is. Men's basketball and football are the only ones that are going to make money. I think you'd be surprised at the deficits that some of these programs absolutely run.
I wouldn't be surprised. What I'm surprised by is when we have these conversations, I'm always shocked by the amount of money that we're talking about. An institution of higher learning spends $3 million to run a program that makes $3,000. Why? Well, because that's the way it is. Coaches ain't free.
Well, and it's because the NCAA makes you have a minimum amount of sports to be Division I. Maybe that's the thing that needs to change, but then you're going to get rid of opportunities for student athletes.
To bring in tennis players.
Fun show today. Hope everybody enjoyed it. We're going to be back tomorrow. We got an interview tomorrow. Bill Fenley going to be joining us at 7:30 tomorrow.
He can answer some of these questions for us.
He can.
All right.
It's been a wild couple months for Bill Fenley. We're going to catch up with Coach tomorrow on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. See you later, everybody.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end unless you're just loitering. It's Central City. We can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City. All this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, Noel from Fiskus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiskus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Did you know that over time your engine builds up carbon deposits on its valves, which can lead to poor performance, fuel economy, and even bigger issues down the road? With summer on its way and road trips abound, the last thing you want is a major repair. For the month of May, Willis Chevy is offering 15% off our GDI fuel service to clean out that carbon and get your engine running smooth. Don't let poor maintenance keep your family on the side of the road this summer. Visit us online at willischevy.com to schedule your appointment today.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you could change your life for life. Play today.
Your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.